everybody. Here we are. How are you guys doing today? I know Sophie's doing very well.
Yes.
We are-
Hi, I was waiting for us to pop up. Oh, I can see us on Twitch now. That's good.
Let's see.
With
I
one
think
name as usual, but maybe we'll get it changed.
same.
Uh,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
If anybody can help us, please,
yeah.
with a name, because the symbol with Dingliren finished. It finished a while ago, and now we are starting our king hunts, and we're looking at Nona Gabrindashvili's games today.
Yes. And I can see that Harish is on YouTube, and he made some introduction to Nona. She's
Yes.
a Georgian chess player, the first woman to be awarded the FIDE title Grandmaster, which
Yes.
occurred in 1978. She was the fifth women's world chess champion.
Yes, that's all true. Why do we mention Nona? Because she was an attacking player, and I think she has some very nice games. And maybe you are not so familiar with her games, so we're going to know her today.
Yes, I actually, this is a little bit, but I actually didn't. I thought that Susan Polga was the first. I mean, when I saw the name written down, I could recognize it, but I don't think I've seen any games.
I think Susan was the first to get the GM title by the new rules, because
Yeah.
the rules have been changing throughout the time, and I think she's the one who got them with who got the title with the ones that we have today.
Yeah, with both the norms and the weighting.
Yes, yes. I'm not very sure what the rules were back then, what exactly was different. I remember that there were 3 norms as well, but I don't know about the rating requirements.
No.
So here we have a tactic to start with, as usual. It's a tactic that you might have seen also in my Instagram stories that I left for you to try and solve by today.
Then I would have had better time to prepare.
That's okay. I think you might have an idea.
Yeah. Definitely look like a position that's where something should work.
But it's not that easy, no? Because also this pawn on b2 is there, and the bishop on c3 controls e1. That's something that many people fell for, because rook e1 seems like an idea, but it's not there because there's a bishop on c3.
Rook, what move did you suggest?
At some point down the line, this rook e1 can become an idea. Yeah, queen, because yes. But there's a bishop on c3, so that's not possible there. So I'm going to give you some time. If you haven't thought about this very much, how do you continue here? So I'm going to take off rook e1.
My first idea here would be to go here with the knight. Very, very forcing move, because like he only has one option to go here with the king, and then possibly to take an e6. Looks good, but I haven't calculated it. So if we take here, we sacrifice the knight, and then if he takes back, we take with the other knight. So we get 2 pawns for the knight, and it's a check, and he has to go. If he goes, he can't go to f7, because then we can go here with the queen and pick up the rook.
But he can go to f7 actually.
Oh, he can?
Yes, queen g7, go on.
Yeah.
What does black play there?
He has to move the king, right?
Yes.
So he goes back.
No.
He takes the
knight, and that's where rook e1 does.
But I mean, I don't have to. I can just take on h6. Okay, then he gets 2 knights for a rook. That's probably too.
We're going to see that line because it's a long line, but that doesn't work. It's one of the lines that was suggested.
You have a lot of trick lines.
Very tricky. Yes, there's only one move here. Huh? Only one.
Okay, let me see. Okay, Charlie has a suggestion. Knight g7. Yeah, and then taking on e6. Oh, it's my suggestion.
That's your suggestion, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's Queen G7 on Twitch.
Queen G7 straight away?
Queen G7 straight away.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, there's a way to defend against Queen G7 as well. I actually don't have that in my lines here, but we're going to add it. Queen G7, my rook seems trapped, but I can defend with Queen F8.
Yeah, and I don't want to exchange queens.
Probably not, no. What other candidate moves do we have here?
I mean, of course, we could consider taking on e6 straight away.
Of course, yes.
He can't take with the queen because of knight g7, so he has to take with the f-pawn.
Sorry.
And then what? Then we could give a check on g8, and then he would go to f8 with the queen, and it's not...
Go on.
Okay, let's see. Take, check. He has to go here with the queen, only move.
Yeah.
Then maybe we give this check. If we give this check, then he has to go to e7.
Yes.
That's not working.
It is working.
D7. Yeah. I was going to play rook d7, but then now the rook is protecting the queen. Okay, so my queen is here on g8. My knight is here on g7. Do I have a piece on... Do I sack a rook on e1?
No, you have mate there. Come on, guys. Help Sophie here. After knight g7, king g7, what do we play? Down the line with knight e6. Is the title wrong? Yes, the title is wrong on Twitch. We cannot change that, and we are sorry for it. We need some help for the admins to change the title because Twitch has some issues.
I like Marcus' way of suggesting moves, which is also what I do, like queen g8, queen f8, king g7, king e7, and then something. That's like... But I need checkmate now. Queen e6 mate.
Yes,
but
queen e6.
Oh yes, I just thought that he could take on, but of course the knight is protecting e6 as well.
There's a knight on g7, yes.
Thank you. Chess. Chopin.
That's the one. Queen e6 mate.
Play the board.
Just don't play. Yes, do play. Let's see. Knight e6. This is the move. Sorry, let me just go here. Knight e6. Okay. And if pawn takes, this is the line with queen g8 that you were looking at. Knight g7, and this is actually all forced because that's mate. I mean, black has nothing to do. And the point is that if he takes with the queen, we have knight g7.
Yeah.
And we get the queen and probably much more. What else was there? Queen g8 was a move that people had suggested a lot, but queen g8 doesn't really get you anywhere because of queen f8. And you do have a check here, king e7, but rook e1 is never possible. So knight f5, I thought this could be maybe an idea. But I don't have rook e1, black can take.
So maybe we could take on f8 and then play knight d5, but then it's just...
Or knight d5 directly, no? Well, this can be played. But now I escape here. Well, I escape. Not really, because here there's an only move. I have to go to e8.
And rook e1 is not... You just put the knight in between?
Yeah. This is a very complicated line, but very nice. Yeah. It's, I think, a very good position to train as well, your calculation with black here. Find the best moves, no? Because in this position, knight c3, if I go to c7, I think I'm losing the queen after knight d5. Knight back to d5, and I'm losing the queen in this line.
Yeah.
I can never go to the 8th rank, and then knight f6 is happening, no? Or I'm getting mated here.
Yeah, that looks losing.
And king e8. No, this was not the game. This is just a line with queen g8 that looked very tempting. King e8 here, amazing move, no? Stay in the center. Don't go to safety. It's just tempting, but it's not safe. Knight e5, and this is equal, says the computer.
Wow.
0-0. We have to...
Maybe we can't avoid the... I mean, we should play queen g3 to not exchange
Yes,
queens,
I think queen g3 is the move here. And game goes on. No, I think... how are we? 3-6. We have 2 pawns down, but the king is on e8, so there's compensation for that.
And
These
swivel.
3 pawns, yes, on the f-file. That's quite nice, no?
Yeah.
Is this from Puzzle Rush or a real game? No, this is a real game. This is a game of Nona Gaprintashvili with the white pieces, and we were looking at the line with queen g8 here. That doesn't really work for white. And the other line that was suggested at some point was knight d5, but this doesn't work because, as I was mentioning before, there's no rook e1, so just stay. There's a check here, but that's about it. Here king d7, and there's really nothing more. Just now I am going to go to c7. How do I prevent f4? I think in the line here, rook e1, knight e5, queen g3, maybe rook g6 is what I have to play here, no? And queen g8. And maybe that's how I prevent f4 in this position. Put my king on f8 eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is not over because rook e5, this is...
It's complicated.
It's very complicated, and I think you guys can take that this position and keep looking at it because it's full of ideas. Rook e5, pawn takes, queen takes. Oh, and that's just a draw. A perpetual here with queen h8. I think this is just a draw, yeah? Queen here and then queen h8 and back to e5.
A perpetual check.
Perpetual, yes. I don't think white is winning here. Queen e3 maybe, but queen g8 was what I was trying to do here. Hit on g2 and have king f8.
Yeah, that makes
complicated.
Sense.
Queen d3. Queen d3 is a really nice move because you want to mate me on d7, but do I have queen g8 again?
Just running with the king?
Yeah. I can just move my queen. What if queen h2? Okay, this is a lot of fun, this position. What if queen h2? Followed by f4.
But
let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, I also have queen c5 in this position. So you're not going to play f4. I'm going to pin the pawn. And attack on c3. Queen c5 here. And once I play king f8, I'm going to play knight f3.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the game because this is a lot of fun. But let me show you some more ideas. Knight e6 was played. Here black played rook g6. And this was over after knight g7. Knight f5 and queen g7 is coming. Yeah. Knight d6 and this was game over.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see more. So we have time for everything. I have to say that I also spent quite an amount of time after queen g8 because I thought that the lines were very nice and I still don't have the whole thing. So thank you for your suggestions. I'm going to add everything to my file. That's going to make a lot of interesting exercises for my students. Here it's white to play. What do we do here? Oh, thank you for changing our name on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, the right thing, though?
Yes.
Oh, it means it's still, maybe I have to update it. Maybe then it's the right. Yeah, interactive lesson. That's better.
Thank you very much. Thank you and thank you. So how do we continue here with white? Let's see some ideas.
Okay. So I guess black wants to castle next move. Should we prevent that? Can we prevent that?
Sorry, I was reading the.
I think I would like to castle in this position.
Yes, of course.
Maybe we should, because I mean, you look at the move like Queen F3 to threaten checkmate, but then if black just castles, I'm not sure if we really have any good follow-up then.
Anything immediate, no?
Expected. So
yes, that's a good point, Sophie, because we need to look for dynamic moves here, for forcing lines, because black just wants to castle, and then part of our advantage, or yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, move like d2 could make sense, just so that if black then go castle, then we can go bishop
h6
and try to exchange these bishops, which is a good defending piece for black. But
it's funny that you wanted to say rook instead of bishop. I have a student, I have an 8-year-old student who always messes up the rook with the bishop, and he calls the rook a bishop.
I don't know. I think also I have a chess game, and I always we have like a small chess game we bought somewhere, and one of the bishops we lost it at some point. So instead I had like a black lipstick that we just put in instead of the bishop, but it looks more like a rook. So I always try to use that bishop so I don't have to mistake it for being a rook instead.
So that's how the bishop became a rook, yeah?
Knight sacks.
Yes, there are some interesting ideas here. Let's see. Knight f5, knight h5, I see. Bishop f6, rook f7. What else do we have? Bishop a.
Let's look at. Okay, rook takes f7. It's a full rook.
Yes, so it is.
Just not look at that right away. Knight f5. Somebody suggested. I like putting the knight there, but it's. I mean, it's a knight. If he castled, then we take the dark square bishop, and I think he's going to get checkmated on the dark squares. Maybe yes. I think that would be very risky. So let's say he take it. I mean, maybe he want to take like this to not ruin the king side pawn structure. Then we take. Is there a follow-up after people suggesting knight f5? Do we have any follow-up moves?
I see here e takes f5, e takes f5, g takes f5, and
g takes f5. E takes.
That's one follow-up suggested here, but okay.
Pawn e5, sack, open up the knight. You want to play e5 and knight e4, garden.
But I think Akash means that after g takes f5, that's like okay, no? If we stop after g takes f5 on knight f5, I don't know. But I don't have to take with the g pawn. I don't like ruining my pawn structure there because it looks terrible on f7.
Yeah, that's what Piyush is saying. Is
I like a move like castle after e takes f5.
Yeah.
Because my bishop is not trapped. I still have bishop h8.
Okay. Is there anything on Twitch?
Yes, there are some interesting suggestions.
Cheshire Pound says, does knight h5 work? Knight h5, g takes at h5, rook takes f7, king takes f7, king takes h5, queen takes h5, sorry. Okay, so they're suggesting going this.
Yes.
Take. We're sacrificing a lot of material right now, but if it's leading to mate, it's okay. We take here.
Yeah.
Check. We can't put anything in between. He can't go here, or here, here. Oh, here. so we probably have to go
F8 or G8, yeah.
Yeah, but F8, then we get the rook in. We can maybe play rook F1 with tempos.
Yeah, true. Just brings another piece.
G8 probably makes most sense. Oh, but wait. Can we play queen E8?
Yes, you can.
And then he put bishop in between, and then we put the rook on F1.
Yes.
Oh, it's a nice
wow. One. That's a nice line. And then it's mate. Because at the end of the line you are threatening two mates, queen F8 and queen F7, and we are going to show the line right now because it's a long line, so let's see it. Knight H5, queen D2. Is queen D2 good? It's not bad, but it's not very forcing. No, queen D2 allows black to castle. This is what Sophie was pointing out in the beginning. Queen F3, queen D2, black can castle, and probably part of the problems are solved. But knight H5 is one very nice move.
Yeah. And she played this.
She played this, yes. Pawn takes H5. And, well, you do have to see the next move, because just knight H5 is not enough. Queen takes H5, for example, does not work here because knight E5 defends.
Ah, yeah.
So this is all over if you play this. You have to play rook F7. And we have a big attack. The computer will tell you that it's equal. Always 0-0, but
it's just equal.
It's not really equal, no? I mean, you would go for this for sure. Black has to find some very precise ways to defend here, and the best move apparently is H6 in this position.
Nobody is going to.
Not really the first move you'd think about. King takes F7 is the move that Sophie was showing before. Queen takes H5, and this is the mate. King G8, Queen E8 check here, and Rook F1.
Yeah.
No way to defend both F7 and F8. Or if King G7, Queen F7 is still mate.
Yeah. That's a very nice.
That's a very nice mate, yes. And if King F8, yes, Rook F1. No, here we have the same line, but with the Rook already on F1.
Yeah, so that's better.
Yeah, this is much better. No? Knight H5. He doesn't have to take. Yes, Bishop E5 is possible. What if Bishop E5? My idea is to play Knight F6 here. No, I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
And without the dark square bishop, okay, we can allow black to castle because we're going to mate him on G7. We don't mind this anymore. Can you see the moves, Sophie?
I can see Knight F6.
Okay. Takes. And castle looks really scary right now. Queen D2 must be mate, right?
Do you know that there was a grandmaster some years ago, I don't know if it's 5 or 10 years ago, he was a grandmaster in playing this tournament, and he went up to the arbiter asking if he was allowed to castle if his rook was threatened.
That's a story about Korchnoi, I think?
Was it Korchnoi? Okay, I don't remember.
I think so. I think it was a game against Karpov. I remember I read this story recently, actually. But I think he was just... Korchnoi doesn't seem like the kind of person who wouldn't know that. So I think he was just trying to put more pressure on his opponent, maybe.
That's like a psychological trick.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know the context, but it sounds like that. Because after castle, he would have been winning.
Okay. It's like, can I make this winning move?
Yes, can I? Okay, what do we do here? Anything else? Rook F7. I'm looking at the chat. Rook f7, king f7, queen f3. Yeah, directly that does not work. Okay, let's show that. So here, rook f7, because there was a suggestion of this, queen f3.
Oh, can you
yeah.
refresh? Great.
King f7, queen f3. And, well, here I can go either to g8 or e8 because I'm going to play... No, I want to go to e8 to play rook f8, right? Or I can go to g8 and play h6. Or h5. Check. King to h7. Bishop f6. And I'm going to have rook to g8, right? Yeah, okay. Let's try this. Rook f1 was suggested. And
now we only...
Oh, 95 I have again. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
This is much better. 95 is just over.
And black is up a whole book.
Yeah.
So
this 95 is very annoying.
yeah.
Okay, so here knight h5. The game continued with pawn takes, rook f7. And here black didn't take. He doesn't have to. He played queen to e5 in the game. And here she played another nice move. What would you play here? We already have 2 winning moves.
I would consider taking on g6 to g7 just to open up everything on the king side. Or maybe just to take on h6. That's maybe the safe choice. Because then, you know, if we play... Oh, just gonna go. If we take... the king has nowhere to go, so next we can move the rook somewhere, or we can take on g7 and it's going to be a check.
Yes, queen takes h5 is just winning, but she played the more flashier rook f5.
The more what?
Flashy. The flashier rook f5, but it's also the strongest move here. Rook f5 is the best.
Ah, that's nice. So
this is just over, yeah? Because it wins the queen.
Yeah, he almost has to take it, right?
But if he takes, then queen h5 is mate.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking he has to take with the queen, actually. Oh. But still, maybe... Yeah, he has to take the queen, but then it's just too much.
He takes f5, no?
We have some killer bishops.
And queen h5 is coming. Still. Rook e7 check, but rook e7 check does not work, because if you go rook e7 check, you bring my knight into defense. I take, and I'm going to play knight to g6 after queen h5.
Now we're going to the hospital.
Yes, now we're going to to the hospital. That's right. You're learning new Romanian sayings.
That's good.
I was just telling Sophie about how I came to know this expression of you go either to the ball or the hospital. I used to have this coach. He was a very strong player, but he was also the part of the older generation. So he had this very special way of talking. He had these nice expressions, and we were analyzing when I was a kid, and there were no computers. So I was about 10-year-old. And he was analyzing, and he found suddenly this amazing move, no? And he would take the piece and he would throw it in the center of the board, and he would say, and now we either go to the ball and the hospital. So you kind of never forget these expressions, no? It just stays with you.
That's the kind of move that knight h5 and rook takes f7 are, right? It's like you're winning, or you're maybe the engine is it's equal, but
equal. Yes, the engine does say equal.
Doesn't feel like equal.
You have to ask the engine always. Okay, let's move on. So here we go to this game. Okay, let's start in this position. How do we start here with white? What do we play?
Oh, I can feel that she's being a very aggressive player.
Yes.
So let's see if there's anything we can take or threaten or something. Knight f5 might actually be working. Because if he takes, then we can take here, and then the bishop is hanging, but then it's not, maybe it's just too much of...
No, but how is the final position after rook e7? What do you think?
Knight f5, he takes, because if he doesn't take, if he takes an e5, for example, then we take an e7 with check. So
yeah.
Knight e5, he has to take, we take an d7, he takes back with the knight. And then we take an e7, and we get a rook on the 7th rank, and we give our opponent double pawns.
That looks good, no? I mean, that position after rook e7 looks like advantage for white. That's what she played here, knight f5. And here black should have taken on f5 and go for this, rook e7. And now we are actually getting one pawn. Now we can take b7. Yes, because if knight f6, attacking h5, we can still take rook b7, and here we have rook b5.
Yeah.
And we also take f5.
Defend the knight.
Yeah. Queen d5, no?
Yeah, queen d5.
Yes, this is can be played, and I think that's what black should do, but just rook e1 maybe in this position. We have the e-file with a very nice pressure. The knight cannot move because rook e5 is going to happen.
Yeah, it's a nice position. It's a different kind of nice position, but it's
different kind of nice position. But black didn't take on e5. He also has an option here to defend the bishop, and that's what he did. Rook e8. Well, and now he wants to take on f5. So what are we going to do now?
Okay, just looking for candidate moves. We could, of course, take an e7, but I'm not sure if that's the most annoying thing we could do. We could also consider taking an h6.
Yes. And what else? So let's look at the candidates now. Knight h6, knight e7.
So
sorry.
Candidate move number 1, candidate number 2, candidate move number 3, I would say.
Okay.
Not sure if we could consider taking with bishop. I don't think so, because if he then takes an...
Well...
Okay, maybe we do, because I can hear... Okay.
Then you can just delete them one by one. Okay. You refute them. And there's one more.
One more candidate move?
Yes.
Taking on g7?
And that's all, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
All the interesting captures here.
Yeah.
How are we going to play?
Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to delete them. So we have 2 knight moves, 3 knight moves, 5 knight moves, and 1 bishop move to consider. Okay, so we could take this piece, then he will take back, and then...
Yeah, is that forced? This knight takes back on d7?
You could maybe also take on f5.
That's another option, no?
Yeah, maybe even taken with f5 with the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's the most critical line. So then we could take an f7. Then we have 2 knights hanging, which is always nice. I feel like I'm missing a little bit of like, what do you call that?
Pieces?
Pieces? Pieces? Yeah, I think I missed some pieces, because you can go here, and then maybe if I had a piece that could just, like I could put my queen on e6 or something, but I can't. So I think it's too much, because my other knight is also...
I also think you could take on f5 with black, with the queen again.
Yeah, I don't want those queen trades offering. Yeah. Okay, and I think that was all we had with this knight. So then there's the other knight. The other knight could take on e7.
Yeah.
Which would make some sense because it's a check, so he has to take back. But then he's also defending f7 quite nicely, and I'm not so sure. I think I really prefer taking one of the pawns.
Of course, go ahead, yes. Let's go for the sacrifices on g7 and h6. Everybody wants to see that, I think.
That's in front of the king. And it's
you like knight g7 more, yeah.
It's more in front of the king. I bet it's like a tad more aggressive, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, he's back. And then I also open up for my queen here, so maybe I could. I mean, there's no way she could go right now, but oh wait, maybe then I can take an f.
So you have two candidates there if you look for the forcing moves. Knight f7 is one, and the other one is.
Here I can
wait
go...
before you calculate all the way through, so you don't forget about your options there. After king g7, so you have knight f7, and what else?
Sorry, what is after knight g7?
After knight g7, king g7, you have two options. If you look for the forcing lines, knight f7 would be one, and then there is another move that...
Yeah. Another move, of course, bishop takes h6.
So those are the two. Okay. Now we can go ahead and calculate.
Okay, so maybe we should start with this because it's more forcing, because it's
check. It's check.
Okay, let's say he takes.
Yeah.
Well, then this is a check now.
That's a check, yeah.
And our queen is coming to g6. That looks good.
Really good, no?
Really
are we going to go for it?
Yes.
Yes. We are going to go for it. Knight g7 is the way to go here.
And I can see people on YouTube have it as well. Also, a few actually on
Twitch. Yes, Chess Chopin had it very quickly. Here, knight g7. Yes, we can see the chat. Knight takes g7, king takes g7, bishop takes h6. Check the forcing moves first, and now knight f7, and you finally get your queen to g6. So here, king g7 would be just mate, right? Queen g6.
Yes, it has to take the pawn.
Has to take the pawn. Yes, this is what happened in the game. And now she goes g4.
Yeah.
This is a real king hunt. This game is pretty.
Yeah, that's actually, this is fitting for the title.
Yes. Okay, so g4 has a very nice idea. You have two options here. You either bring the king a bit closer to my pieces, so take on g4 or king h4, or you're going to take on g4 and then you give me this nice square here on h7. So I can mate you.
Yes.
Here, just take, and there will be mate on f4.
Very
or
nice.
on e6, whatever you prefer. Queen e6 is also mate here.
The one that's the most flashy.
And that's rook f4? Not sure.
Yeah, I think that's a nice one.
So here g4, well, king g4 runs into queen g6, king h4, and here we have a very nice way to win the game. I don't think it's the only way. We can probably win this in many ways, but this is one move that I like.
I understand. Subtle.
Subtle, yes. Just rook h1 next. Queen d5, okay. This is a revenge check, but I'm going to play f3.
Did you call it revenge?
Revenge check, yes. I think this is quite famous amongst chess players.
Okay, I've actually not heard it in...
Revenge check? No? Have you guys heard about revenge checks? Like when you are losing, but you finally get to give a check, so you kind of get...
It's like band-aid on your giant
wound. Yes. So f3 and it's over. Nothing more than that. And he played king h4. There was a question before if this was a male opponent. Yes, this was a male opponent with the black pieces.
Yes.
2450 rated. And here she plays f3. This is another very nice move. King g2 is again possible because you have the same ideas with f3 and rook h1. But f3 is also very subtle because this is the threat. So So I'm opening the queen now.
Yeah. It's a true king hunt.
He took on g4, and now rook e4 to end this.
People have not heard that.
No? Reverse check? Am I the only one to hear to know? Oh, spite checks. Maybe, yes.
Never heard about that either. But,
spite check. Yes, that's true. I think spite check is the right expression.
Yeah, I think English. Actually she was Nona. I think wasn't she almost 2,500 at one point?
Yes.
I think she was 24.95. So she was 5 points from the 25 mark.
Yeah, I think she was missing a few points.
Yeah.
In this game, she's rated 24.05 and his opponent 24.50, and her opponent 24.50.
She won him over.
Yes. So rook e4, this is over, no? Rook g4 comes with mate, so let's move on. Let's see another game.
Yes.
This one. This is another game that I like. Okay, let's start with this position. It's quite normal position. Let's try to find some ideas. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys how I pronounce my name, because there are some doubts here. Yeah. So, Raluca Sgircea is the right pronunciation of my name.
Can you say that again, like very, like syllable to syllable? Because I've been wanting to tell people sometimes, and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Sgircea.
Sgircea.
Yeah. Yeah. Not very easy to pronounce, even for the Romanian fellows.
Okay.
No one has ever died from a single check. No, but you got it, you know, you have something to look forward to. I gave a check, so now I'm happy.
Okay, I'm looking at this. She has the white pieces, right?
She has the white pieces, yes.
It doesn't seem like a very crazy position. But we have some nice bishops, especially the one on d3.
Yes.
And I'm so, I want to say primitive, like simple. I would just play like
please be.
Then threaten an h6, 7, and then they would play h6 or something.
But that makes a lot of sense, no? It's just what you have to do here.
To play this and then this?
Oh, not queen c2, no? Sorry,
no,
I thought... Yeah, you have to create the battery.
The what?
The battery?
Yeah, I want to have the queen in front of the bishop. Okay, so we put the bishop back, and then we go here with the queen.
Yes, that's right.
And then he can't play h6, so he has to play g6 sooner or later. And then once he plays that, then we get our bishop here and
some attacking chances. We don't have to see all the way to the mate, but we know that that's the way to do it here. Bishop h7 check. Isn't that too optimistic here? Because you don't have knight g5.
If I think it's too optimistic, it is too optimistic.
Even Sophie, who's a big fan of tactics, thinks that bishop h7 is too much here.
The Will Keen King says not bishop c2, play h4. But isn't that also too optimistic?
It can be an idea, no? In these positions, h4 and knight g5, I think. Don't know how... Okay, you always have to look at what happens if bishop takes h4, but I think the point would be that I take the bishop and pass my rook.
So we get the bishop pair, basically.
Yes, and I get my rook here with tempo, I think.
Okay, it's a nice idea.
It makes sense in many positions.
Yeah.
But we can also improve the queen first, no? Because h4 is still there. for a while. So bishop c2, she played here, and then knight a5. Black goes for the square c4 and queen d3. Okay, so far everything's fine. g6. For example, here you could go h4 again. It makes a lot of sense to play it after g6 has been played.
Yeah, then there's something to bite on.
Yes, to bite on, exactly, yeah. You want to play h5.
Of course, is also having an interesting idea in... Can I go back?
Yeah, please.
With putting the king on h1 and then putting the rook on g1 and just going
play
like this.
g4, Fischer style.
Is that the Fischer? That's a Fischer style move. It's nice.
If you haven't seen the game, I'm going to show it when we move on to Fischer. There's a famous game of him against, was it Ulf Andersson with the white pieces, where he goes rook g8 and g5 in a hedgehog position, and that's known as the Fischer plan.
Yeah, that's nice.
Maybe, but it's maybe also slower, no? I really need to improve the rest of my pieces. The queen first, and then go ahead and bring the rook, which I can also bring via the third rank. Sorry, yeah.
And I see both bishop a3 and knight g5, but I think both are sacrificing a piece, and I don't think that's the time to do that.
No, here is the time to just bring your pieces.
Slowly.
Without pieces, you don't have an attack.
And hedgehog is an opening.
Yes, it's actually the structure where they have a pawn on a6, one on b6, d6, e6 in the Sicilian.
Since of course Fischer's grandson.
It's actually called a hedgehog because it has all these spikes, right? All the pawns that don't let you get in.
Remind of the hedgehog, which is one of my favorite animals. I think they're very cute.
Okay, so let's move on here because there are some interesting things to see. Rook e8, and I think here she plays a very nice idea, though maybe a bit slow because it did allow black an idea of defending. But here she wants to include everybody, and the bishop is here, the queen and the bishop are already pointing at the king, but we really need the rook.
Yeah.
And this is one idea that we would like to make possible. So here she plays knight d2.
Okay.
So I kind of look at the square c4, but the main idea of knight d2 is to get the rook out. Rook e3, rook h3, and then something must happen on the h file. The square h6 will also be a target. And here black needs to play carefully because if he allows all this, and he did that in the game, it's not easy to defend anymore. Here he has bishop g5 and remove this bishop right away. And maybe bring the queen into the defense somehow as well. I think it's not easy still.
No.
Because white has pressure. No, rook e3 was going to happen, the dark squares are still weak. But this was the best chance for defense. Instead, he went for queen c7. And this...
It's very brave to try to play on the queen side.
But that's where his counterplay is, no? The pawn on c3 is the counterplay. The problem is that with knight d2, rook e3 is coming and defends c3.
Yeah.
And it's all held together very nicely here. On knight c4, I'm just going to play rook h3. He tried knight a3. What do you play here?
I just saw someone in the chat saying they wanted to go Dubov style and take.
Yeah, I was just reading the same comment now. Place the rook on g3 and queen g6. Yeah.
Yet, no, I think. What do I think? I kind of want to keep the bishop, but I can't keep it and keep it on that diagonal, so maybe it's just not worth it. I could maybe mean, I want to get, I don't think this diagonal is going to be, just one moment. I mean, maybe if I could get my queen to h6 instead of bishop, so maybe if I could play something, but it's, I'm not sure if I'm sacrificing, because if I move my queen, then he can take on c2.
That's a problem, yes.
Yeah, so maybe I should, I just don't want to spend time moving the bishop.
But you don't want to kind of give everything either, no? So bishop d1 is also suggested in the Twitch chat.
Or just putting on d1?
Just put it on d1.
Yeah, okay, because I wanted to put it on h5, because if he takes, then queen g3 and queen g7, but he doesn't have to take, maybe. And then
no, but then maybe you do go the both style on g6.
Yeah. Okay,
but bishop takes. Bishop d1 is an option, and good.
Bishop d1. Okay, people want to move the bishop.
Of course, because this is Chess Chopin is pointing out the threat. Bishop b5 is the threat here.
Oh, let me just see.
Black wants to play bishop b5 and win a piece.
Yeah, okay, we have to move the bishop then.
We have to move the bishop, yes. She played bishop b3 here.
Okay.
Bishop d1 also makes sense, but I think she wants to keep the option of bringing the rook in.
Yeah.
Rook e1 feels more natural to me as well, to put the bishop on b3, but bishop d1 is also interesting.
Okay.
Both ways can be played. And now, okay, black plays a5, trying to harass this bishop, but now queen e3, and we go for your idea.
Yeah.
So if black plays a4, bishop g7 should be winning.
Yes.
This is what Sophie and Nona both want to play here. Bishop g7, queen h6, and mate on h7.
Yeah, even bishop g7, rook take g8-7.
Oh, right, yes. If he doesn't take, you can start with rook h7.
Yeah.
So here black needs to defend, and the best defense was f5. Not easy to find it, I think. Black didn't find it here. Especially because, well, after I take, this position is not so easy either. But there are some chances for black, and this is very important because now black is threatening to go for e5. This is his idea. First, he needs to play e4, remove the bishop from b3, because otherwise d5 is hanging, and then he wants to play e5. So here we must be careful. Like rook e1 is a very normal looking move, but after a4 we might even be worse here.
Yeah.
The rook on h3 is also hanging, by the way. So not this. But here we have the move rook f3, which forces the bishop to go to g7. Trade the bishop. Okay, he can play bishop h8 as well, but bishop h8, now we can go h4. The idea that everybody wanted to play before looks very strong now. And I think allowing this bishop here is not necessarily something good.
No.
So bishop g7, and now, okay, we can take and play rook e1. And this looks good for white. The dark squares are still weak. h4, h5 is probably still an idea. The bishop on b3, yes, he's just staring at d5, but we'll do something. He'll find a better place. Maybe g4 at some point. So this was the best.
So it's writing eccentric horse, looking so focused at the camera. Okay.
Well, this is better for white, not lost, but this was the better defense. Instead, in the game, he played queen d8, which also stops bishop g7. Oh, but I forgot to show you why f5. Right, I forgot to show you why f5 stops bishop g7. This is what I forgot to do. Bishop g7, here is the point. This move is the point. If we play bishop g7, f4 is going to happen. And g5.
Yeah. F4 is not a problem, but
G5 is.
G5 is the problem. Okay.
Maybe there is still good compensation, no, because of Queen G4 and Queen H5, but now we're losing the bishop, and I'm not sure we really want to go for this. Sorry, Queen G4, King G7, and Queen H5, Rook H8, something like this. Difficult position. Very difficult. For both sides, I think.
Equal, according to the engine.
Probably equal. I haven't checked, but it's the engine will probably be super helpful here.
Was this a French game? Harish is asking. It looks like
I don't remember. It does look like a French, but I don't really remember. I'm just going to check while I show you the rest, because here I was saying that he didn't play that. He played Queen D8, and the point of Queen D8 is that, okay, Queen D8, you don't have Bishop G7, because now Bishop G5 really wins. What are the chances a top player nowadays finds that F5 move followed by G5? I think very high, because nowadays defensive chess has become much better, no? We have seen people defending very well in Tata Steel.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes. Even yesterday, there were some games that I thought were going to end up with black winning, but in the end, it was all a draw. As the engine says, it's all a draw.
Yeah.
So, after Queen D8, we don't have Bishop G7, but here she plays Knight F3. Bring more pieces.
Yeah. Now the knight served the purpose of getting the rook lift.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And now I want Knight G5, maybe.
Yeah.
Not really. So he plays A4 here, and now I'm going to give you a moment to think, see what, find the move for white here, and I am going to check what the game was.
So, since we're not just moving the bishop to D1 straight away, I mean, that would be like the move to avoid losing a piece. Okay, so we should look at something more fun. What could that be? I mean, now we are covering G5, so could we play Bishop G7 now?
Yes, it was actually a Caro-Kann.
Here, okay.
So it was not a French. It was a Caro-Kann with a main line, Bishop F5.
Okay.
So, Bishop G7, of course. We don't move the bishop, and now we are going to go for Queen H6. So, Knight F3 actually wanted to cover G5. If King takes, here is the line. Queen H7 is mate. Well, Queen H8 is mate. So he played Bishop F8, but this is over as well. Rook H7. And there's never time to get the bishop, because there is this mate on G5. Queen G5 here.
Oh, yeah. It's a good pawn on E5.
Great pawn on E5. He tried Bishop B5, just making some space for the king, but now, okay, we bring the knight.
And hi, Elephant Bush. Good to see you in the chat.
Hi. We're about to finish though, so.
Oh, but you have a crowd now, Raluca. It's all at Raluca 2021.
What? It's all a draw. Yes. Wow. Yes, I do have a code now.
It's all a draw.
Apparently. Nah, I don't think so. I think chess is still very interesting and very much alive. Okay, so here we want to take on F7. Just look at these king hands. How can this make you think it's a draw? Rook F7, bring the queen, and it's mate.
Yeah.
Queen E7 he played, and now Rook H8. King G7, and how do we finish this? When is Tata Steel? Tomorrow. Rest day for everybody today.
Oh, you take on E6.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We do. Yeah, so Queen H6 no matter what.
No matter what, yes. Here black resign. Let's show the lines. King H8. Wait. King h8, there is queen h6. There, queen g7. And if takes on e6, however he takes, then queen h6 and queen h7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's mate.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be everything for today, because this is such a full day. There are so many events, even though it's a rest day, so we are going to finish right on time.
Just have to ask one question, because I saw that somebody asked that in the chat, if they could get you as a coach.
So yes, of course.
You have to go to Coaches.
You have to go to coaches.com, and there you can find me as a coach. In fact, all these lessons are sponsored by Coaches, so they are the ones to give thanks to. They're the ones who had this brilliant idea. What else do we have? Hi Raluca, I'm having a problem with 2 bishop checkmate. Oh, that's a very nice checkmate. I like it very much. Maybe we can see it at some point. How did the bishop end up on d7? I don't recall that, but you can check the game. This is a game between Nona with the white pieces against Nikolac. So Nikolac. That's the game. It was played in Baikance in 1979. So we are celebrating Tata Steel today with an older game.
Yeah, an extensive course is asking if someone hires you as a coach, if you would do the stream, if you would stream the lessons.
Normally the lessons are just private, unless unless you want them to be streamed, but they are normally private.
In the chat, so
this is Sophie being a very nice person and agreeing to having her lessons streamed.
Yes, it's only so that I can cheat and look in the chat.
She gets some help for you guys.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, and next week, since there will be Tata Steel, we are probably going to change the day, but do go get back to YouTube and check the day. It will probably be on Monday at 1:30, I've been told, but please check back on YouTube and see the right time, because we don't know the schedule
but
very well yet. Sorry?
But do we know the oh no, I don't get paid. No. I'm very, very happy with these lessons. But like, do you know what player it's going to be next week?
I remember that we have Fischer very close, but I'm not sure if Fischer is the next one, or I have somebody else first on my list. I'll have to check.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be Fischer. That's going to be very exciting, I think. There are some very nice games from him.
Yeah. Nice.
Could you add last moves traces so it will be possible to track the game? What is that? Last moves traces? Isn't that the arrows that you see on the board after a piece moves? I'm not sure what you mean. What else do we have? Is Baikance the Wimbledon of chess? Probably. Charlie, it's not my fault. I'm sorry, Tata Steel is happening, and that's a very important event. We are having our schedule according to them, but normally we would have it on Tuesdays. Oh, and by the way, because you are the one asking, I have published my first video on my YouTube channel, so please do check that out as well.
I just went in and subscribed, but I was just in the middle of work when I saw it. But I'm gonna see you made your first video in there, right?
I did. I finally uploaded the video. I'm open to suggestions and, of course, criticism. So please check that out and let me know what you think. You'll find the link on my Facebook and Instagram accounts, because I don't think you will be able to find me yet on YouTube. You are going to say something, Sophie? Sorry.
Throwing in the link in the chat.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie. Very kind of you.
Sgircea, of course.
Sophie, hashtag Sophie should be paid.
I'm getting paid in rating points. My online rating has significantly improved, so I'm very happy with that as a payment.
I don't think you can share the link on Twitch.
Okay. I tried to do it on Twitch, but maybe it's not working.
No, you cannot do that. What is the name of my YouTube channel? It's my name, so I'm going to pronounce it again. Raluca Sgircea. You'll hear me pronouncing it in the in the video. So yeah, but you won't find it yet probably because I only have one video, and I understand that I need at least 2 for YouTube to show my channel when you look for it. So you have to go on my Facebook or Instagram account, and you will find it there. You will find the link in my own account.
Quite a bit right now.
Sorry?
You can also find it by searching on YouTube, but you just have to scroll down a bit because it's just 24 shows up first.
Okay, it didn't show up before. So I think we will finish. Yes. Sure. Thank you guys very much. Have a good day. Thank you for getting here. Link to YouTube channel and Insta. You'll have to search my name because I don't think we can share links, right? On Twitch. So that's all for today. We will see you guys next week, and the exact time will be announced on YouTube and on Coaches Facebook as well. They always announce it. And we'll see more King Hands.